Hi guys, so I really hope I have enough storage on here because I've been vlogging at the minute, so and I haven't like edited nothing, so I really hope that I have enough storage for this video to go out. Again, as usual, the fridge is being very loud, so apologies for that. I have a haul here to do. It's kind of random, to be fair, but I've kind of gathered these things periodically and I thought I'd share them with you today. So the first thing actually is this cat glove. If I can find the name or the seller or whatever, they're pretty generic. I think it's the generic one. I'm so sorry, I try to clean it as best I can, but basically if you have pets, like long hair or whatever, I've noticed my cat Elsa has been shedding a lot because like, I guess shedding her summer coat, and I thought, let's try this. And she's a bit weird with it at first because I think she wasn't used to like the bristly bits, but then she quite likes it. So I've got this for her, and it's just really nicely removing any excess hair that would otherwise be shedding all over the place. And it kind of, in my head, it prevents any sort of excessive grooming due to wanting to get rid of that fur, and hopefully decreases the chance of like horrible fur balls, you know. So I got that. Again, as I said, I got that on Amazon. We've also recently acquired these little, I guess they're fake AirPods. My boyfriend got one for himself and I really liked them, but I want them in black. And he found a black pair, but they had like the different air parts, and these particular ones with the rubber bit that looks like a circle can't fit in my ear. So he gave me these ones and he got them ones. And these are the i7S Mini TWS Bluetooth earbuds, and I've been really enjoying them actually. So it has its own little self-charging port here. Obviously you have to turn it on if you want to charge, and then inside you have the two little earbuds which has the ends like that. I like them because I find that when I wear earphones I always end up pulling the wire. With this it still drops out of my ear. I think I've just got like a weird small shaped like inner ears, so it still drops out but not as frequently as the other, like the rubber ended ones. So I'm really enjoying those ones and I would highly recommend. I think they might have been like 12 quid or something around there. So I got these gorgeous lamps. So I've got one here, but I will do cutaways showing you guys how they look properly. And they are called the Ridge Duo Touch Table Light by John Lewis. So last Christmas we, from my boyfriend's sister, got a voucher for John Lewis, and I've been wanting to get like lamps for ages. At first I wanted the ones that went from the like that stood on the floor, because we've got a lot of stuff on the floor. I thought maybe we should have something for like the tables and that. So it is a set of two. I think one we're going to put over on the island and the other one's going to stay here, but at the minute we haven't I haven't got like another bulb for the other one, so that's just sitting quietly on its own. But I really do like them. They came super quick actually. I think I ordered them and they arrived maybe like 2 days later, 2 or 3 days later. I think maybe 3 because I'm pretty sure I ordered it on over a bank holiday. But that's still really quick, very well packaged, very well contained. And yeah, I think I have a little bit to talk about my issues with trying to set it up just because I was being dim. These are the beautiful lamps. I was having well, this one's not on because we don't have another one of the bulbs. And I was having a bit of a situation, it wasn't turned on. And I was like, I kind of gave up in defeat. I was getting very frustrated. And then as I was assembling the second one, just to have them ready, it felt squidgy underneath. I was like, hold on a minute, why is it squidgy underneath? And I was like, it's a touch lamp, it's a damn touch lamp. I mean, it's in the bloody name. So yeah, it's a gentle touch, and then you can tap it like that. It goes off, back on, and I think it can get brighter, I'm not too sure. But yeah, I really like them, and it lights up exactly what I need. If you want the telly on, but we don't want all the lights on, and I want to read whilst my boyfriend's watching something or playing a game, then I have enough light to comfortably read. I am very pleased with these. Just a little update. Carry on with the rest of the haul, I guess. Next up, I purchased a couple of stuff from SHEIN. So I haven't ordered from this site since it was SHEIN side, so I think this is only like my second order, maybe my third. And I've always been hesitant because when I last made my orders, it was kind of always like a bit of hit and miss. And particularly I remember getting like collared shirts from there, and I think they were a bit tight. And I remember the jumpers were a bit tight, but I've tried some of these on and they seem more comfortable, much more better quality, and yeah, I'm generally happy with them. One item is a bit broken, but it's easy to sew, but I've kind of just put them back in here just to show you, and I will try to include cutaways showing you the outfit as well. So I got 2 tops and 2 bottoms. So I've been obsessed with trying to find like a Pinafore strap skirt for the longest, since my other 2 ones have become too short for me. So I've got these ones. I got 2 and they're different styles. So this is the one that came broken. One of the straps has sort of, it was just not connected. So by the looks of things, it can just like be sewn back in the back here. Hello. Why are you whispering like I can't edit it out? And it's far longer than I expected it to be, but it is very comfortable. I can always hoist it up if I want a bit of a shorter look, I guess. And it feels like, not like lycra, so kind of like swimming costume material, but not. It's thicker, but it's got that slip to it, if you know what I mean. And it is really, really lovely. So as I say, I will try and include cutaways, but this one I think I can easily sew it, or if I can't be asked to sew it right now, I will just safety pin it or something. But yeah, really nice quality, got a lovely flow to it, and I'm excited to pair it. I kind of got these things to pair together, and the bags they come in now, the little Ziploc bags, are really quite lovely actually. Keeps it all nice and secure, and yeah, my cat likes to kind of lick them though, so that was a bit annoying. So the other skirt, which I think they're called like strap skirts, Pinafore skirts, I think there might have been another word for them, but I can't remember. And it looks like this. So this one I was more hesitant to get because I wasn't keen on the straps. They were a bit too ruffly for me, and I've tried it on and it is quite long. Like I was gonna say I was gonna have to like take it in, but it has buttons that you can adjust. Oh, that is so much better actually. So you can make the strap shorter. I guess it just it makes it easier if you've got like a longer torso, I guess, or like bigger boobs or whatever, so that you need it more strap length, I suppose. Okay, that is definitely easier. So the straps can be adjusted, and again, this is one that is longer than I expected, but it is really, really nice, and again, it's got a lovely flow to it. It's got one of those lock clasps at the back, as well as a zip, just so you know it's all snug. And again, I'm so impressed so far with the quality of these products. Like, I remember last time the quality was so-so. They felt kind of a little bit cheap, but it was like easy, quick to get. It was just a bit off with the sizings, but it seems now that the sizings are a bit more thorough, the quality is a bit more on par, and the prices actually have reflectively gone up a little bit more from what I can remember, I guess in acknowledgement of the better quality. Now this is where it gets really cool. I really enjoy funky patterned collared tops, and I'm getting back into them again. So I wanted, this was like the original concept of why I wanted to go on there, and then I was looking for them skirts, but this is a really cool top. So it sounds a bit rustly, a little bit cheap, but it actually feels really good, and it's basically like space crystal cats all over it, which I absolutely adore. This was really, really cute. It's got loads of different kind of spacey cats. Some have got mini eyes, like so, and yeah, I really like it. And the last top, or the last order that I got from that website was this. One thing that was annoying, I also saw that there was a big discount or whatever if you use this code, but in the checkout part there was no area to put a discount code, and I was really frustrated, so I tried to contact them, but I'd already made the order and they basically were no help. They got back quite speedily, to be fair, so it was quick customer service. They weren't very helpful. They wouldn't like honour the discount, if you know what I mean, or even tell me where to put it. They just said, oh, if it's redeemable, then you can click on the part where it says discount, but the discount was a code and there was no code option. I don't know if I just missed it, but I couldn't see it, so that was really irritating, but hey ho. And this is the other top I got, which is quite loud actually. Basically a picnic checkered shirt with like, I don't know what's going on over here, but I like it. It's really funky, and it's got different lengths at the bottom. It's slightly longer on the darker side, which is pretty cool. So yeah, those are all the tops that I got, which I am really, really happy about. So with the skirt, it would be cool if you could detach it from the front and the back, because although I've tightened it here, it's still quite loose. So I guess I'd have to just safety pin the back to where it's comfortable. And I guess if you had the option of detaching both the front and the back part, you could wear it with that.
I can feel them, I can feel them, I can feel that pull me down.
Keeping with clothes just quickly, I do have something that I'm waiting to arrive, so I'll probably just insert a clip here when it arrives, but it's basically a bra body harness thing. I've got one of these already, and I've got another one that I ordered from an Etsy site. If I can find the link or again the shop name, I will let you guys know either in the description or something. And so I got one that had more like O-rings, more embellishments on it, just to make it funky for if I was wearing something like this that's low cut, just a little bit of something at the top, you know. So yeah, I really do like those, and so I decided to order another one. So that is yet to arrive. Obviously, once I've inserted it, you can clearly see that it's come. I also, off of Etsy, I was looking to get some more hand cream, but I couldn't find actual handmade lotions, like in a bottle, like a squeezy tube or something, which I had honestly wanted to take to work because my hands have been getting so dry, and they're really dry now actually, so I'll probably pop some of this on. So I just decided to get a tin one, which I won't take to work because I think it will melt in my pocket as I'm running around. But this is by SHEIN, which looks like that, and it is Grapefruit hand and foot rescue. I forgot it was for feet as well. And it's really nice. So I can smell the grapefruit, but I can also smell like this herbally kind of scent. It smells very earthy and deep, so it's not the typical fruity scent that you would expect when you see something like grapefruit. It's definitely got something mixed in there to make it kind of herbally, but I quite like the blend. It is a bit heady and a little bit heavy, so keep that in mind. But in terms of actual feeling and texture, it feels really good. It doesn't feel like incredibly greasy or anything like that. I should have shown you before and after. My hands were super dry, and it just instantly like revitalizes them and nourishes them. And yeah, it feels really nice, and it goes like once you rub it in, I always end up taking it up my arm because it has a thicker consistency, and I really like it. It soaks into the skin really nicely. I totally forgot to say that I ordered some hair dye and another hair thing. So I ordered a hair tool, and I wasn't expecting this to come to July. For some reason it had that as that expected due date, but it is a baby hair brush and comb, and I'm hoping that will help me be able to perfect my baby hairs. Apparently it's an eyebrow brush as well, which is pretty cool. Then I also purchased 2 dyes. One of them is still on its way, and that is a Bleach London, I think it's Blue Bellini or something. But I also wanted to try Manic Panic. I've never tried these dyes throughout my whole experience of hair dyeing, which is weird, but this is in the shade Bad Boy Blue. And I wish I had taken note of the actual size of it, because this thing was 15 quid, 14.99, and it's tiny. It's tiny. Hopefully I don't use up the whole thing when doing my hair, but I guess we shall see. And lastly, onto the book section. I thought I would leave this to last just because predominantly I'm a book channel, but because I wanted to do this more generic haul sort of thing, I don't know if other people would be interested. So if you are usually here for my book videos, continue watching. If not, I understand if you want to dab out or whatever. So I have made a few different purchases. So I recently, on my last food shopping trip, I purchased this, The Midnight Unicorn by Alice Hemming, because somebody kindly told me on one of my last videos where I did a book haul that I talked about The Darkest Unicorn or something like that, and they told me that it was actually a sequel to this book, and that they didn't think it was inspired by The Last Unicorn, which is what I thought it was inspired by. So I didn't even know that that was a sequel, so I picked up the first book just in case, and apparently it's not part of the Twisted Tales Disney retelling stories. It's just its own thing, but because they've all got like these similar covers, I kind of in my head still classify them as similar. So this says, if you thought you'd heard every fairy tale, then think again. In a faraway kingdom, two girls live separate lives. Alette is a sorcerer's daughter growing up in the wilderness of the west. Audrey is a baker's daughter growing up in the warmth of the east. The two girls are so different, and yet something draws them together. Does their connection lie in the mystery of their pasts, or in the identical pendants they wear around their necks? One thing is certain, the girls will find each other, and when they do, a past they never knew existed will lead them to a future they never could have dreamed of. Cool. Oh, the story began once upon a time, but how will it end? So I'm excited to read this, because honestly I wouldn't have known that that was a sequel, and I would have just started it and probably would have been very confused. And then I also picked up this because I said to my friend Maria that I would buy her a copy. She actually followed the author, but she never got around to getting the book, and I've recently bought a copy for myself and read it and really enjoyed it. And that is The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse by Charlie Macquarie, and it's so beautiful. It's like a selection of illustrations with such beautiful quotes, life lessons, wisdom. It's really lovely, and I think she'll enjoy that, so I'm saving it for her birthday, which is in November, but still, at least I've got that. And then I decided, after seeing my friend on Instagram at Cat's Reading Corner, I think she's Cat's Reading Place on YouTube. I think her name's slightly different on YouTube, but I will link her. She's been talking about Books2DOOR, and I think she was just making her first order, and I was asking if she'd recommend that service because the books on there were super cheap, and she said it's kind of like, I don't know if you guys are from the UK or other countries that have this shop, it's like the works, so all the books are new books, because I was worried that it'd be like one of those situations where you'd order a book and it's a different cover to the one you wanted, or a different kind of quality to what you had expected. But I was very pleasantly surprised. Oh, by the way, this is the Censor hand cream card, but I was pleasantly surprised because they're all brand spanking new, like sealed really nicely. I've made 2 separate orders just because the first time I thought I ordered 3 separate box sets, but I remember as I was ordering, something like glitched out and one of the box sets were removed, but I didn't think anything of it. The price I noticed went down, and I was just very confused, and then after some corresponding with the customer service, which was very good, very on it, I realised, okay, it must have been a glitch. I've not paid for something that I've not received. Yeah, if that made sense. So I just decided to go ahead and order it again, make sure that I actually went through this time. So I'll show you that in a minute, but the first order to come was these. I've just got my invoice here. So I will tell you the price of them, because it's basically like the price of 1 and sometimes 1.5 books for a collection, which is really cool. So the box it comes in is nice and tight to it, so it's really well secured. So the first box set is a book series I've been wanting to start for ages, but I've just never had a chance to pick it up, I guess. And it's The School for Good and Evil by Soman Shanani, and it looks like this. Have you got your earphones in? So awkward. I've literally got this to talk about and this, and I'll be done in a minute. Don't act all exasperated. I did say I was filming a video. And it includes the first book, obviously, The School for Good and Evil. The second book, just A World Without Princes. And the third book, which is The Last Ever After. And I think it's basically like, what do they call it? Dark school. A dark school thing. I can't think of the term that people use. I want to say mechana, but it's not that at all. But for, I think it's YA, so yeah, we shall see. I feel like I'd heard that who you thought would be good is evil and who you thought would be evil is good. It's a bit confusing, but I'd really love to start that relatively soon, but we shall see. And you see what I mean, like it's all nicely sealed, it's in like its own box set thing, so very happy. And the other series, one that my friend Kat was actually raving about, I believe, is A Place Called Perfect by Helena Duggan. So this is 3 books. I don't know if this is the complete series or not, or if there's expanding or whatever, but it's got A Place Called Perfect, The Trouble with Perfect, and The Battle for Perfect. And again, from what I understand, it's like a mysterious town that they live in and weird things are happening, and yeah, I think that's just the gist of it. I don't want to know too much about this. I kind of just want to go in and enjoy. But this, although this isn't in a contained box, it's really nicely like got not tape but like plastic bindings around it to keep it nice and sturdy, which is really good. So the first box that I showed you was $10.99 for all 3 of them, and then Place for Perfect was $12.99 for all 3 of them. And then lastly, to wrap it up, this is the last box set that I was after, that I thought I ordered but didn't somehow. And altogether this one was $13.49 for 4 books, and this is the Cog-Heart Adventure books. I don't know, I think they might be put in the wrong way round maybe. So this one's opened a little bit, but they all seem really well contained, to be fair. So I don't know which book is first, but I'm pretty sure that one there is the first one, so I don't know why it's put in there. But they're by Peter Bunzel, and I really don't know an awful lot about this. I think, again, these are all like middle grade books. I think this is middle grade YA, in terms of the School for Good and Evil, but I think this is middle grade, and it kind of reminds me of like steampunk-esque, so we shall see. I mean, with the names like Cog-Heart and stuff, it kind of makes me think that. By Peter Bunzel, if I didn't already say. So we've got Cog-Heart, Sky Circus, Shadow Sea, and then Moon Locket, which I think is the order, but I may be wrong. And their spines together are so nice, like they look very vibrant and eye-catching. And other than the general gist, I can't remember anything about what this series is supposed to be. Apparently it's a thrilling tale of catastrophe and courage, so I think I would really enjoy these, to be fair. So that's it for this kind of messy video, this all over the place haul. Let me know if you have, particularly with these books, read any of them, and if you can recommend which one to start first or whatever, and what you think of SHEIN of late, if you buy from there frequently, and any other random information you'd like to tell me. I would love to know. Thank you for watching, and I'll speak to you in another video soon. Bye.